Fox Sports.
We are Black Force. We are Sun Force.
The top of the Rays rotation continues to overpower the opposition. Last night, David Price struck out a dozen Indians, leading Tampa Bay to a 5-0 win. But Price came up 1K short of big game James' franchise record set in his last outing. Today, Shields looks to one-up his lefty counterpart once again and lead the Rays to a second straight victory. We welcome you to Tropicana Field. The homestand continues with the middle game of the series. The Rays home against the Cleveland Indians. And coming off a victory last night over this Cleveland ball club. In fact, the Rays have gone 3-1 against the Indians, the team with the best record in baseball. Hi again, everyone, with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Good to have you with us. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a few moments. Rays 5-0 winners last night. And Brian, as gratified as they were to get that combination shutout led by David Price, they were very happy to score 5 runs at home. A couple of those came on a home run from Casey Kochman, who might be taking a page out of the book of Matt Joyce in his offensive revival.
He absolutely has. What a pleasant surprise for the Rays. The hitting of Casey Kochman. Always been a good glove man. This year, he is hitting 354 on the season. You see what he's done in the last 20 games. A 381 average, has driven in 7, continues to hit the ball all around the field. What you were alluding to with Matt Joyce, he has 40 hits on the season. 10 to left field, 13 to center, 17 to right. When you get that kind of hit distribution, you're going to put up some gaudy numbers, as we've seen with Matt Joyce, and it's his willingness to go up the middle the other way that has really rounded him out as a hitter here in the early going, and why he's been so productive.
Yeah, and while the Rays continue to look for even more offense, that 1-2 combination, their rotation of Price and James Shields, has been very, very good. Shields on the mound tonight, coming off a very impressive outing against the Marlins.
What can you say? You know, the second shutout of the year, his third complete game. Just 9 innings of dominant pitching. He did a great job establishing the fastball early. The curveball was a huge pitch with him with the Marlins. Of course, the changeup was there, picking up all those 13 strikeouts in the 9 innings, but the curveball really played a prominent role. He had them all working. He's staying within himself, keeping that good direction towards home plate. There should be no let up with James Shields.
Shields going after his 6th win of the year. James comes in 5-2, and right-hander Carlos Carrasco will do the pitching for the Indians, making his 9th start. He has won 3 and lost 2. A surprise in the Rays starting lineup. Evan Longoria will be in the leadoff spot. And when we come back, Todd Callis has more on Evan hitting number 1.
spend part of your Memorial Day weekend with us as Joe Madden and Evan Longoria do their little fist bump before the game. Now, Joe Madden has some crazy thoughts, and we're going to get to today's lineup in just a second, but Evan Longoria really has been struggling, whether he's hit third or fourth. He said coming off the disabled list he was hoping to just fit in and not bring the offense down. Well, everybody thought he was joking, but our Toyota trend shows it has been a problem for Longo lately. Last 12 games, 1 RBI, 133 average, a couple of doubles, and a 216 on base percentage. So one of Joe Madden's crazy thoughts was, let's move Longoria up to the top of the lineup today. Here's Joe Madden, Derek Shelton, Evan Longoria with our Geico quotes of the game about Longo leading off.
When you get a big hitter like Longo struggling a bit like this, I like to take him and move him up as opposed to down. So I talked to him this morning. He was beating on the drums inside there, and I asked him to promise to not think that I was crazy, but he already conceded the fact that he thought that I was. And then I brought it on him and asked him how he felt about hitting leadoff today. And then I explained to him, I want you to just work good at bats, try to get on base, score some runs. If you could steal a bag, go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and play a game of baseball today.
We're creative here, and that I think the last thing that anybody can never call Joe Madden is not being creative. So it's just in a different spot. Just get him swing the bat.
It's different, and I think it's a much needed change for me right now. I mean, obviously I like to hit third or fourth in the lineup, but I'm really not. I'm not proving it at this point, and that's been our motto from day one, is prove it. So I think I'm going to have some fun with it, and just hopefully I go 4 for 4 today, and I can stay there and keep this thing rolling.
The Rays are a team that usually march to the beat of a different drummer. Today that drummer is the leadoff hitter in Evan Longoria. We are less than 3 minutes away from the first pitch. The Tribe, the Rays, Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson with all the action coming up next in high definition.
Rays baseball brought to you by AutoWay, part of Auto Nation, the largest automotive retailer in the country, so we can do big things. By Tires Plus, thinking tires, think Tires Plus. And by AT&T. Late afternoon start here this afternoon at Tropicana Field. The Rays taking on the Cleveland Indians. The Rays starting the day running third, a game and a half out in the East. The Indians up by 6 in the AL Central, and they'll have Michael Brantley leading off, followed by Asdrubal Cabrera. And in right field hitting third, Shin-Soo Choo. Travis Buck, Carlos Santana, and Grady Sizemore down the middle. Orlando Cabrera at second, Matt Laporta at first, hits eighth in front of the third baseman, Jack Hanahan.
Right-hander James Shields takes the mound for the Rays this afternoon. It'll be his 11th start of the season. He's got 3 complete games, 5-2 record, ERA 2.00.
First pitch of this game, and it's in there for a strike call. So Shields, who's coming off that dominant start when he struck out 13 on Sunday over in North Miami against the Marlins, starts this one with a strike. And there's strike 2, quickly ahead of Brantley.
Well, and that was a pitch that he started using more in his last start against the Marlins, the cutter into the lefties. We've seen him backdoor it. He started using that pitch coming in close to the lefties, and there you saw it in the second pitch of the game.
It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Everything with Shields starts off with his direction towards home plate and the establishing of the fastball. And once he does that, he gets on top of all of his other pitches, is able to drive the ball down with that good curveball, changeup, cutter.
Line drive, that's in there for a base hit. Joyce over toward the line to cut it off. Big turn, but Brantley will not challenge Joyce and hangs on at first. Joyce got to the ball quickly out there.
Now let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up behind James Shields this afternoon. Left to right in the outfield, Sam Fuld, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Sean Rodriguez, Ben Zobrist, and Casey Kochman. Behind the plate, Kelly Shopik. Today's Rays defense is brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the Sweet Spot.
Asdrubal Cabrera tied for 5th in the league in home runs with 10. And you can see all of the categories he leads the league in as a shortstop. He has made a very strong case as the American League's all-star shortstop to this point.
What really has been impressive is he's hitting from both sides of the plate. Good average, but the power numbers.
5 home runs the first month, 5 home runs in May. Lifts it toward left center. Upton's going to have to go in a hurry. Can't get there. And that's going to go all the way to the wall. Brantley around third on his way to the plate. Cabrera heads to third, and he's in there with a triple. Cleveland breaks out in front 1-0.
Well, I don't know.
And they have a run.
Yeah, and I don't know if B.J. Upton didn't pick that ball up off the bat, but it looked like he was fooled on this ball. He started gliding after it like he had it. Watch right here, the jump. He starts going and then realizes right there he's not going to get it. That ball gets over behind him, way out there in left center field. That's going to be an easy triple for Cabrera, and the Indians strike quickly and they lead the ball game.
Cabrera's 3rd triple of the year. So there goes the shutout.
And that ball did not come off the bat with a whole lot of... It didn't jump off the bat. Kind of out in left center field, and BJ, who plays shallow, was shading Cabrera a little bit towards the right side, but looked like he was fooled by either the spin of that ball or how hard it was hit, and it was able to get over.
And the pickoff at third, they got him! Shields picks off Cabrera with Longoria breaking to the bag, and that's one of those plays where the Rays pull out of the bag.
Never seen that before. I have never seen a successful right-handed pitcher, just like a lefty, pick off a guy at third base. This is just like left-handed pitchers do it to first. Never seen that before. Outstanding execution. Longoria getting there and getting the tag.
Now the pitch is a strike to Chu. Well, we've talked about his move to first a lot. Look at Longoria. Cabrera never got his hand to the bag.
That's right. He slid right into that glove.
And there's a base hit into center field off the changeup. Chu down 0-2. He was out in front of the first pitch, which was a changeup, and that one just sort of guided it, a soft liner into center for a base hit.
Now sometimes it's all you can do on that changeup is try to put it in play. We saw the one to Brantley that hung, that stayed up. He was able to get it in there for a single, and then Chu just able to keep the hands back long enough to flip that ball up the middle.
Well, that pickoff very big now. Still a 1-0 game. Chu at first. It's Travis Buck. Ground ball back toward the middle and through into center field. A turn by Chu, and he's going to go to third. Chu took a glance back to see where the ball was in short center. He actually hesitated rounding the bag at second, and when he saw where Upton was in relation to that ball, he went to third.
Well, the Indians being very aggressive on the base paths and swinging the bat. This ball just gets over the glove of James Shields. And yeah, you see Chu kind of slow up there coming around second base. Picks it back up, makes it over to third easily.
So the Indians start the game with 4 consecutive hits. So they've been very aggressive.
That's already more hits than he gave up in his last start. 9 innings.
Gave up 3 hits in that shutout, that 4-0 win over the Florida Marlins. Santana, switch hitting catcher. And he takes a look at a breaking ball. That's a strike. And after all of this, it's still just a 1-0 game as a result of that pickoff at third. Out in front, curveball and a changeup, and the count is 2 strikes to Santana.
Well, Santana, very good fastball hitter. James Shield recognizing this Indians lineup, aggressive this afternoon. He's able to make that adjustment, go with 2 off speeds to get ahead.
Runner breaks from first, and this pitch is lined into right. Going to be caught by Joyce. And the throw back to first, a little off the bag, but Kochman is there to complete that double play. And they're going to count the run. Chu scored before the Rays could record that final out at first base. So it's a 2-0 game as we go to the bottom of the first. Brantley scored the first run, and Chu scored the second run on what turned out to be a fly ball to right. And Chu beat the play at first base. Now take a look at this. So this run counts as Chu goes back to tag. And Joyce had to turn completely around to make that throw.
Well, you know, and he had no idea Travis Buck had taken off or had not made it back. He's running after trying to get to that ball, and then as he catches it, has to spin, turn, get the throw in. Chu wisely and alertly tags up, and the Indians are able to, on a double play ball, is able to sneak in another run there in the first inning.
So Carrasco has a 2-run lead to carry into the bottom of the first, and frankly, the way they were swinging their bats, it could have been much worse.
Absolutely.
And here's Evan Longoria to lead off the Rays first. Evan in the leadoff spot now for the Rays as you look at the numbers on the Cleveland right-hander.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the idea of Evan Longoria going to that leadoff spot. We heard some of the reasons why, but you know, when you're struggling like Evan, you come in, you're assuming you're going to see your name in the 3 or 4 hole, and all of a sudden you see it up there at the top of the order.
There's a base hit. It's working already.
Yep.
Longoria with a base hit out of the leadoff spot. Here's that base hit swing from Evan.
Well, you see your name there at the top of the order, not expecting it to be there. It kind of excites you. Evan Longoria takes that ball right back up the middle. Good sign.
Damon to follow, then Zobrist, Joyce, Upton, and Kochman down the middle. Rodriguez, Fold, and Shopping rounding out the Rays lineup against Carrasco. The pitch to Damon is a strike, so Evan, first time in that leadoff spot. So the Rays have now utilized 7 different players as a leadoff hitter, and Evan might be the leading candidate to stay there based on that first at bat. The chopper headed to second. Cabrera to Cabrera, and a little stutter step and a pull up there by Longoria. That helped out set the timing on the ball that was not hit overly hard to begin with.
No, and with Evan Longoria stopping right here, he prevents the double play. If he runs right into this tag, it's easy. But forcing that flip, no chance to get Johnny Damon. That's good base running.
So Longoria forced at second. Damon aboard for Ben Zobrist. So he's got that leadoff man smarts on the bases too.
Good at baseball instincts, absolutely.
Zobrist will be the hitter. Well, this is not the first time an all-star third baseman who normally hits in the middle of the lineup has been utilized as a leadoff guy. Buck in left field will take care of that one, and Zobrist is out.
Well, let's take a look at the Indians defense this afternoon. Left to right in the outfield, Travis Buck, Michael Brantley, and Shin-Soo Choo. Across the infield, third to first, Jack Hanahan as Drupal Cabrera, Orlando Cabrera, and Matt Laporta. Carlos Santana once again behind the dish. Today's Indians defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the Sweet Spot.
Well, now the Major League's leading hitter, Matt Joyce, steps in. Rays down early in this one. Joyce hitting .377. Strike one. He's hitting over .400 against right-handed pitching, and there's the American League batting race. Joyce at .377 overall, and Jose Bautista running second at .353. .02 off speed. Damon at first, reaching on a fielder's choice. And in a bit. Fastball, 1-2.
Now you continue to hover around the .377 mark. You're going to see a few more of those if you're Matt Joyce. Pitchers trying to make you uncomfortable, because obviously with the offensive numbers that he has, he's feeling pretty good in that batter's box.
Close, but he missed, and the count is 2-2. How about that May? The Rays there, Matt Joyce and Casey Kochman. As Drupal Cabrera has been pretty good for the Indians. Pops it to the left side. Cabrera, and he is under the ball from shortstop, making the catch. No runs, a hit, one left, through one, 2-0 Cleveland. Go to the second, 2-0 the Indians leading the Rays. The designated hitter for Cleveland, Grady Sizemore, just coming off the disabled list for last night's game. He was 0 for 4 in that. And the pitch here in the second inning is a little bit wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Orlando Cabrera will be next, and then Matt Laporta. Foul back, going to be out of play. It's 1-1. Sizemore was at the plate in the 7th inning last night when that broken bat went end over end back toward David Price, and boy, that has again become a topic of conversation about maple bats and flying into the broken bat, how dangerous it could be. And Joe Maddon was pretty forceful in his opinion that they've got to address that.
As well he should. You see your star pitcher ace.
Foul up the right side.
And really, it doesn't matter who it is out there, but boy, you see it in this situation. Grady Sizemore.
It's our auto-weight text ball.
I mean, look how quick that went by his head.
Yep, here's another loop.
I'm telling you, it's going to take someone to get impaled before Major League Baseball will do anything about it. They've been studying it for how long?
Line drive, and it's caught. A leaping grab by Kotzman. Casey with a little extra spring in that leap. Got up there just high enough to rob Sizemore of an extra base hit.
Well, Casey Kotzman has always said, I love mid-afternoon games. He gets up for them, literally. Look at it. Nice play. Boy, that could have been... that ball gets down into the corner with Sizemore running, and you're right back into some trouble.
Yep, it's another triple that Shields would have to use that pickoff play again. Foul ball out of play by Cabrera. That's a strike. Yeah, Kotzman is looking to start a fast break after he made that catch. Down and away, 1-1. Well, we saw the barrel end of that bat, and I mean that's a spear at that point. That's what's dangerous. I mean, the bat hits you, that's one thing, but boy, you could be impaled in many ways that would be very serious with something like that coming at you. It's going to be a foul ball. The count will go to 2-2.
Well, you get hit with the butt end of that bat, and it's going to, damage up your face pretty good, but it's the sharp edge that's the one that you're scared about, because that bat flipping out there, you catch it just right, and it'll stick right in you like a spear. And, in Major League Baseball, they've been looking at the maple bats for a couple of years now. I don't know how much more you need to look. It's pretty obvious that since they came into the game, that's how they shatter a lot of the times, and they become flying, dangerous projectiles.
Well, they did the study, but to our knowledge, nothing really came out of it. Remember, they were collecting bats right and left.
Oh,
broken bats, taking a look at them. There's a strike call, and he's out of there. 2 up and 2 down. So, well, what do you have to look at? How many bats can you collect and then make some determination? They're dangerous.
Absolutely, and nothing will get done until a David Price gets impaled on the mound, and then you'll see a move made. Until then, go play. And that's just how it's going to work. Watch.
I mean, that it really boils down to, what every mother in the world has told their child at one point or another. You keep throwing that around, you're going to put your eye out. Well, it's just basic common sense. Something's got to be done about that. 1-0 the count down of Matt Laporta.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
That's another thing the kids did in response to what their mothers used to tell them.
What are you saying?
That's a pop-up. You've probably done that before. That's what I'm saying.
And I would get the snot knocked out of me for it.
You see it? It did you some good, didn't it?
Yes, it did. It absolutely did.
Just some good old discipline.
Yeah, that's right.
1 ball, 1 strike. That's why you're the gentleman that you are.
Still afraid of Mom.
Yeah, good. You're also smart. There's a foul ball. 1-2. 2 up, 2 down here in this inning. A great catch down at first by Casey Kochman on the line drive by Sizemore. Orlando Cabrera caught looking. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to Matt Laporta. Laporta had a tough night last night against David Price. And it's a fly ball back toward the right field corner. Deep with Carey, and it's gone. Laporta hits it out to the opposite field. A 1-2 pitch. That's his 6th home run of the year, and it's 3-0 Cleveland.
Well, Matt Laporta got a pitch away from him and elevated, and he's strong enough. See how he reaches out there. The ball's off the plate. Look how he keeps those hands back and really drives down and through that baseball, gets that good backspin, and like you said, Dwayne, it was all about the carry. And it just cleared the wall out there in right field.
Hanahan swings and misses.
And you see the way the Indians are swinging the bat off James Shields. This may be the time of the game where you may want to move a couple of guys' feet because they're very comfortable in that batter's box and taking some big hacks.
And they've been that way the first time through this lineup, right from the first hitter, Brantley.
Well, and that's usually, you look at James Shields' season, his batting average against first time through the lineup is 120. He does a great job of getting off to a quick start. Well, the Indians have come out and just taken him right out of his game.
1-2. Yeah, they're 5 of their first 8.
Well, what they do is, you'll look at a guy like James Shields and break him down. They've seen him earlier this year, a few starts ago, and you say, okay, you know what? He's going to come out and be aggressive in the strike zone. He doesn't walk a lot of hitters. He doesn't hit very many guys. So let's go up there, be ready to swing right from the first pitch.
That takes care of Hanahan, who was out in front. So we go to the bottom of the second, 3-0 Cleveland. In their second inning in the game tonight and all season, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Jay Upton takes a look at a strike on the outside corner. Fastball from Carlos Carrasco. Away, 1-1. Carrasco's splits are pretty profound, really, between lefty righties and home and road. Some big swings there. There's a foul ball. Right-handed hitters batting only .213 against him, but lefties .357. There's that lefty-righty breakout. And his home road, he's 1-2 at home with a 7.64 earned run average and 2-0 on the road with a 2.58 ERA. Up the lifted foul up the right side.
And the lefties have been doing their damage off of the fastball of Carrasco. He's a sinker baller. He wants to keep the ball on the ground and work that 90, 93 mile an hour fastball down, have guys beat it into the ground. Well, he's had trouble getting it down consistently, and you leave that elevated, and you're primarily a fastball changeup pitcher to left-handed hitters. They've been wearing that fastball out to the tune.
Upton chased that one in the dirt. Santana goes down to first to complete the put out on the strikeout. First strikeout of the game for Carrasco.
And how about that, Dwayne?
I know
all that buildup, and Barcelona goes out. You know, actually, Wayne Rooney, Barcelona took an early lead. Wayne Rooney in the 34th minute scored a goal, tied that ball game up 1-1, and then Lionel Messi, of all people, in the 54th minute, puts one in from a distance. It wasn't even like a little tap-in action. He puts it in from a distance, and then they added on from there, ended up winning 3-1, and I'm not real happy about it.
It appeared to me that you're taking this loss in stride, which surprised me a little bit because I know that you had a lot of emotion invested in this game.
I was holding out hope for a late comeback. I know a 2-goal comeback in soccer, not very likely, but I was holding out, and there it is, finally.
Pitch in on Kochman, and he hits a fly ball short right. Chu started back and had to come in to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Well,
so what are you going to do? You know what? You still have the Rays.
Yes, you do.
They can still come back from 3 runs down.
Yeah, you see, and that's the point. You may be down 2 goals in soccer, tough to come back.
Yeah.
As great a game as it is.
Right.
But baseball, you're down 3-0 early. You've got the rest of the evening to come back, and who knows what could happen.
That's
here.
right. And you're playing at home. A lot of magic in this building.
Yep. Here's Sean Rodriguez.
I still knew my man Wayne Rooney would come through though with the goal.
Yeah.
Too bad none of his teammates decided to join him.
Left him out there in the cold.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Go home and think about it.
And there's a strike. Count is 1-1. Breaking ball that time. And to Sean Rodriguez. Lifts it to the right side toward the line. And Laporta down there in foul territory in front of Chu makes the catch. And the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. On to inning 3. 3-0 Cleveland.
Hitting Stan Borowski is today's pitching coach for the Rays. Normally it's Jim Hickey, but Hickey not with the team today. A very special family event, and here we hear from Hickey himself.
I won't be with the team today on Saturday because my son Austin's graduating from Harmony High School in St. Cloud, and I just want to say I'm very, very happy for you, buddy. I'm very proud of you. I'm excited for your new adventure, and congratulations. You're the best kid anybody could ever have, buddy.
So the Hickeys at home in Orlando, and a very proud moment for Jim Hickey. We wish Austin the best today in graduation and on his way to Florida State. Guys, back to you.
All right, we feel the same way about Todd. Pitch to Brantley is low. 1 ball and no strikes.
We do, but you know what? I'm too angry right now to get choked up. So
yeah,
just take it at face value. Yeah. We'll see.
Pop foul. Left side, Longoria after it and cannot catch up to it. He was the closest of the 3 with Gold and Rodriguez also out there. And that would have been a great catch, that sliding attempt down by the bullpen plate.
Now how about the effort here? Playing in, he gets on his horse. See, running to a spot and then trying to pick it up, just not able to get there. Tremendous effort.
So it's a ball and a strike to count to Michael Brantley. He started the 4-hit first when they scored 2. One and 2. Brantley victimized last night. And a nice catch in left field by Sam Fuld. Shields gets him on strikes this time. 3rd strikeout of the night for Shields.
Well, get exclusive deals and coupons delivered right to your phone with the free TampaBay.com/things-to-do iPhone app powered by the St. Petersburg Times. It's available now at the iTunes App Store.
Here's Cabrera. Drupal Cabrera, who tripled in a run and then was promptly picked off 3rd by Shields. We'll have to take another look at that move. Pitch down and inside. You know, Joe Madden at the outset early this year in a conversation we all had with him said they're going to do some interesting things. Well, we've seen that 2 or 3 times already. And that pickoff at 3rd, an unusual pickoff, something that Shields has been very good about anyway with runners at first.
No, everything
that pickoff was great.
Everything has to go right. I mean, you've got to have a pitcher that, you know, has a willingness and an ability to do that. Most right-handers don't learn a pickoff move to 3rd. So you've got to have that down, and then you have to have a runner because, you know, it's not like Cabrera is going to attempt to steal home. So you're not taking a huge secondary. You're kind of fixated over there on 3rd base. Well, that was close.
Ball 4. Cabrera draws the walk. He's on base for the 2nd time. Here's a look after the triple by Cabrera. And here's the Shields pickoff of Cabrera at 3rd.
Yeah, see, Cabrera not that far off the bag, so you've got to really get him. The throw perfect. I mean, you couldn't have thrown it any better. And then Longoria getting there at the last possible second to catch that ball and keep Cabrera's hand from getting back to the bag. I've never seen that pickoff play done successfully.
You know, that Oakland club, as we saw there, they're picking off runners left and right. And Shields tops the list now with 6.
And most of those guys that are doing the damage for Oakland are left-handers.
Yeah.
And you can understand that. That's right. A right-hander with 6 pickoffs already, that is impressive. Quick feet.
And, you know, having sure gloves at 3rd and 1st really helps as well. And the Rays have that.
Well, he was
strike.
On that pickoff attempt, he came very close to throwing the Indians another run.
Yeah.
That ball was down in front of the bag, and Longoria saw what he had to do to catch it and get the tag there.
Pitchers are so reluctant to try to pick off men at 3rd, even if you propose the idea to them. But you've got Longoria over there at 3rd and Kochman on the other corner at 1st. 2 guys with great gloves. 2 strikes now as Chu fouls this one out of play. And I'm not sure how many 3rd basemen would have come up with that ball on the pickoff at third of Cabrera. I mean, you're looking at one of
a handful, maybe at most.
One of maybe one.
Right.
Maybe two or three guys, but not many. Breaking ball, and Chu is out on strikes, missing the curveball. Fourth strikeout for Shields.
Well, that curveball was very good in his last start against the Marlins, and he's brought it out here early. You see the knuckle curve. Look at this thing just off the table. Chu over the top of that by a good 6-8 inches. He got Michael Brantley earlier this inning on a curveball, a pitch that we're starting to see more and more of from Shields.
Travis Buck had a base hit to center his first time up. Inside, a ball, no strikes. Slow, 2-0. Indians have 4 men in their lineup tonight in limited at bats, but they've had some success against Shields. The two Cabreras, as Drupal Cabrera in Orlando, Chu and Laporta. That home run by Laporta, his fourth hit in 9 at bats, and Chu came into this game 4 for 9 and singled his first time. So he was 5 for 10 before he struck out on that curveball. Buck way ahead in the count against Shields, 3-0. Two runs in the first, 1 run in the second for Cleveland. They have 3 runs, 5 hits. That's a strike. 3-1. '29-year-old James Shields, 13-15 last year, and off to a great start this year. Coming in with an earned run average of 2 and a record of 5-2. Cabrera back in. Shields very easily could be after his 8th win of the season here tonight. He had 2 no decisions that very easily, with some run support, should have been wins.
His run support average is 2.70. That's 5th lowest in the American League, and he's still sitting at 5 wins. But you're right, easily could have been in that 8 range. You got to see, I mean, some of the stats. I mean, he came into this stat tied for 4th in innings pitched with 76 2/3, and out of the top 15 in the American League, he was the only guy with 10 starts. Everybody else had 11.
Yep.
So he has been a force. Jojo Reyes explains some of the reason why he hasn't won a start in a couple of years.
Pitch is fouled back. Let's see another 3-2 offering. Buck fouled the changeup. You know, the last time we checked, he'd gone like 27 starts without a win.
I mean, I think his last win as a starter was back in 08. Not kidding, with a couple of years.
You're upset because Manchester United lost.
I'm calling it together.
Pitch is high for ball 4. So a couple walks in this inning. 2 men on with 2 men out. And this afternoon's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. We're pleased to know they're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. We welcome and salute you all for the great service you render to all of us here in this great nation. Thank you very much.
Amen to that.
Here's Carlos Santana. Pitch inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Just a special reminder, more special than ever on this Memorial Day weekend. A ball, no strikes. The Indians have had runners all over the bases here in the first 3 innings. And they've scored 3 times. Shopik makes a trip to the mound to make sure they're squared away. Be with you tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Sun Sports for the wrap-up game of this series. That matchup, Jeremy Hellickson against Justin Masterson, a couple of 5-game winners there. And then don't forget the Texas Rangers are in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Night games Monday and Tuesday, day game on Wednesday. Santana lifts a pop-up foul. Longoria's going to chase it toward the dugout, but it's going to be out of play. For a moment, I thought Longoria was also in the stands there, the guy with his jersey. But it's a 1-1 count. Carlos Santana out front, and the count is 1-2. He got credit for a sacrifice fly in the first inning when Buck, as it turns out, was doubled off first, but not before that second run crossed the plate. That was not a forced play, double play, in which case that run would not have counted. So it goes as a sacrifice fly. Shin-Soo Choo crossed the plate before Kochman could get back to the bag with a double play. Ground ball headed toward the middle. Right there, shaded behind the bag, was Rodriguez, and he got the force on Buck. So we go to the home half of the third, 3-0 Cleveland.
It's the Indians 3, the Rays nothing. Fly through Tropicana Field tomorrow, and the first 10,000 kids age 14 and under get a Super Sam Fold superhero cape. It's at RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets today.
And here is Sam Fold leading off and taking the pitch low. Sam starts the night hitting .230. Had a couple of hits in the game last night. And ground ball stopped at first by Laporta on a nice play. And Fold is the first out. Sharply hit, but Laporta to his right made the play unassisted.
Well, but it's nice to see Sam Fuld hitting the ball hard. You had a couple hits last night. He was robbed a couple of times in Detroit on some fine, nifty defensive work and some fortunate bounces. Here he makes a bid, but Laporta, a nice dive to his right. He's able to come up and get it done himself.
Now Kelly Shopik. Shopik hitting 167, as you can see there, formerly with this Cleveland ball club. The pitch is a strike. And a broken bat. Look out. There's another one. Fly ball into right. It's caught by Chu. And I'll tell you, that bat almost went into the stands. The netting behind the plate down the third base side caught the barrel into that bat. And look how dangerous this thing can be.
Hey, why don't we study this? Look at this. That sharpened edge off the swing, and that's headed right for the stands. And you're right, Dwayne. It caught just the very edge of the netting, or that's 4 or 5 rows deep into the stands, and who knows what happens again. Goodness sake.
Evan Longoria takes it low. 1 ball and no strikes. I mean, no one really knows what came out of that study when they were collecting all those bats a couple years ago.
Apparently someone needed firewood for the winter.
Well, look at that. I mean, it's danger. There's a shot deep to center field. Brantley's going to go back. Gone! The leadoff man, Evan Longoria, gets one out to center field. Hit a 2-0 pitch right back down the middle into center field, and the Rays are on the scoreboard. Longoria as a leadoff hitter tonight, 2 for 2.
Okay, quick, Dwayne, what are the odds he's in the leadoff spot tomorrow? I'm giving 1 to 1.
Well, here's the deal. Look at this pitch.
How about this? Stay middle away and let Evan Longoria get extension. We know he's got the power to take the ball out dead center field.
Here's Johnny Damon. The pitch is a strike. Well, there's a precedent. We tried to get to it earlier. Great third baseman, power hitter in the leadoff spot. Danny Ozark of the Philadelphia Phillies moved Mike Schmidt into the leadoff spot. 1-1 the count. And in fact, spread over a period of years from 1978 forward. Before his career was over, Mike Schmidt actually was the leadoff hitter in 11 games and hit .410 with a couple of home runs and 11 runs batted in when they moved him into the leadoff spot. Well, so the precedent is working so far here in the follow-up with Evan Longoria, who has singled and homered tonight. In fact, Mike Schmidt was moved into the leadoff spot in Game 2 of the 1978 playoff when Danny Ozark hit him second against Tommy John. And it's working for Evan tonight. 3-1 the count.
Well, think if you're Evan, you know, you're kind of down right now mentally. You're in a slide. You're not hitting the ball well. You know you're going to be in the lineup. You come in. You see where you're going to be called. Joe tells you, hey, by the way, I'm moving you to leadoff. It's like an instant shot of energy because that's not something he
shot up
does.
The right side. Headed for the corner. Damon on his way to second. The ball rolling around the base of the wall. And Damon will hang on with a double. Johnny Damon following the Longoria home run with his 7th double of the year.
Well, here it is, full count, just way too much plate. Johnny Damon, watch him stay back here and then just whack this ball into the right field corner and pick up a double, raise another runner in scoring position, an opportunity here with 2 outs. Yeah, but think about that. So you see your name at the top of the order. It's an instant shot of energy. It's a burst of, oh wow, I get to do something different. I'm not used to this. It gets you excited. Well, it's translated so far.
Well, it changes the dynamics of the situation you're in. That's for sure.
Yep.
Here's Ben Zobrist. Pitch is up. 1 ball, no strikes. So Evan, who had certainly been struggling, is 2 for 2 tonight. That's a strike. It's 1-1. Longoria hit 160 on the last road trip, and last night was 0 for 4. Struck out his last time up last night, but tonight a sharp single and a home run to straightaway center. Zobrist lifts it toward left center. Brantley, the center fielder, makes the catch. So the Rays leave Damon at second, but they get on the scoreboard. Home run by Evan Longoria, and at the end of 3, it's now 3-1 Cleveland. Time for the AT&T trivia question. How many Rays pitchers have struck out 12 or more hitters in a single game? It's our AT&T trivia question. Grady Sizemore leads off the 4th, and the pitch is low, a curveball. We've seen that a little bit more. There's the AT&T trivia question. The Rays pitchers have struck out at least 12 hitters in a single game. Some of that going on lately. Including David Price last night. Ball and 2 strikes. That pitch cut right in on Sizemore's fist. Thought he had a pretty good pitch to hit, and he wound up fouling it off the handle of the bat. 2-2. Lefties against Shields coming into this game under 200. The opposition overall at 205. Left-handed hitters 197. And Sizemore is out on strikes. Strikeout number 5.
Now here's Shields. Gets Grady with a backdoor cutter. You see the reach on the swing, not able to come up with it. You talk about that success that Shields has had against left-handed hitters. Most of that has come from the changeup, the pitch that he has working down and away coming into this ball game today.
First pitch to Cabrera's cued off the end of the bat foul, strike one.
Lefties were hitting 136 off Shields on his off-speed pitches. He's thrown 74 off-speed pitches that were down and away, middle of the plate down, and down and away, corner of the strike zone to off the plate. 49 swings, a batting average of 0.
You can't get much better than that.
That's it.
A little tap, foul. But you know, they've always said, and I go back periodically referencing the chart of the strike zone that Ted Williams lived by. And for a pitcher, down and away is by far the best place to pitch. And you just don't get any better than that changeup to left-handed hitters down and away for Shields.
Yeah, I mean, it just fades, just keeps going.
And he strikes out Cabrera. He threw him a changeup. The right-handed hitter strikes him out.
Well, what makes the changeup so good for Shields and you know, for Jeremy Hellickson for that matter, is their willingness to throw it in and out to the different hitters. You know, Shields will throw that changeup away from the righties and down and in to the righties, picking up the strikeout like he did just there. But he'll also move it around on left-handed hitters. That's the same thing that Hellickson does. You can't look for the changeup in just one area. They'll throw it to both sides of the plate.
Laporta fouls it, strike one. Let's slow it down a little bit in Foxmo.
Look at this. You see that spin coming in. I guarantee you, Orlando Cabrera was thinking fastball. The swing said he was thinking fastball. It wasn't.
Now that Shields never telegraphs that pitch, very seldom. And you know, sometimes we'll talk about a guy slowing his delivery down. 1-1. I mean, they consistently look like fastballs coming from Shields' delivery.
No, that's his pitch. I mean, that has been his bread and butter for a long time. You know, the good fastball, and of course everything works off of that, but the changeup has been his pitch, and the muscle memory behind it is so ingrained that you're right. He doesn't tip it like some other guys do who may not throw it as much. You know, we saw David Price, you know, tip a couple in the Marlins game, slowing his body up a little bit. And let's be honest, David Price, not a changeup pitcher. He throws a handful a game, if that.
A miss, 1-2.
So it's easier for a guy like that to get a little bit out of his delivery and slow up a little bit because it's a pitch he may not throw for 3 or 4 innings. You know, Shields, you know, he stays sharp with that because he throws it a lot.
Yeah, he's going to throw at least 3 or 4 an inning as opposed to maybe one every 3 or 4 innings. Into left center field, cut off by Full. He's going to hold Laporta to a base hit. Matt Laporta continues to collect hits off James Shields.
Now right here, this is a little slider that doesn't quite get to the outside corner. That stays middle of the plate down. You see where Shopik wants it. He's got to reach back for it. When that catcher starts reaching back across the plate, a lot of bad things happen.
That gives Laporta now 5 hits and 10 at bats. A home run and a single tonight off Shields. Hanahan takes a pitch upstairs. 1-0. Ball game in the 4th. A 3-1 ball game. There's a pop-up. Longoria under it. He's there and takes care of it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Cleveland. Rays coming in to hit in the bottom of the 4th inning, and it's time to get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. How many Rays pitchers have struck out 12 or more hitters in a single game? And the answer to that would be James Shields 4 times, Scott Kazmir, David Price, and Dan Wheeler. Wheeler in his first stay with the Rays as a young starting pitcher, and Shields his last time out against the Marlins struck out 13. Matt Joyce, 1 strike the count to Joyce. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Pitch is wide. It's 1-2 now. Foul ball. So the count still 1-2. Upton next, then Kochman. Two and two. Joyce popped to the shortstop his first time coming into the game, leading all hitters against right-handed pitchers. He's hitting .408 starting play tonight against righties. And there's a base hit between first and second. Another hit for Matt Joyce. The Major League's leading hitter is 1 for 2 tonight.
Now, there's not a lot of difference between the fastball and the changeup from Carrasco. This pitch right here, 86 miles an hour. The fastball between 90 and 93, and you see Matt Joyce not really fooled by it. Ball stays down. He's just maybe a little bit out in front of it. Not too much, and he's able to hammer that ball in the hole. Throw that changeup. You've got a fastball in the 90, 93 range. You'd love to see that changeup at least 10 miles slower. And if it's going to be a short distance, a 6 to 8 mile an hour difference, then you really want to see it bottom out, almost like a split finger.
Want to know the count to B.J. Upton. B.J. go. The Indians want the appeal, and Tony Randazzo at first says nope, he held up. 2-0. The 1 for 2 tonight for Joyce. He stays on that 500 clip at home recently. He's now 32 out of his last 64 here at Tropicana Field.
And that's a pretty good sample size.
Yes, it is. Cut and miss by B.J. Ball moving away from him. 2-1. He put that one right in there. 2-2.
BJ swung and missed at a slider. 2-0. Here's a 2-1. Not as good. This ball stays middle of the plate. Slightly elevated. BJ takes it.
Upstairs with a fastball, and the count is full.
Here comes your full count slider. Be ready for it.
3-2. And he's out. He got it. He Just swept it away from him, that slider, and Upton chased it. 2 strikeouts for Carrasco, both at the expense of B.J. Upton tonight.
Here it is. This ball way off the plate, the worst of the bunch.
Yeah, according to Foxtrack, 4 of the first 5 pitches were strikes. But the count had gone full, and B.J. missed that slider by plenty. It's Casey Kochman. That's a strike. We'll bend to that pitch. Casey hit his 2nd home run of the year last night. Takes a look at this pitch low, a fastball. Indians scored 2 runs in the first, another run in the second. The Rays got a run in the third on Evan Longoria's home run. One hopper is going to go through into center field. Joyce on his way to third, and it will be first and third. So Kochman, his award. Casey's 1 for 2. Got the ball just out of the reach of Orlando Cabrera.
Yeah, he hit this ball hard, mistaken location. But still, with Orlando Cabrera, where he's playing, you figured he's got a shot at this. And it just skips right by him. The Rays able to now get runners on the corners here with 1 out. We saw that a couple of times up in Cleveland, a couple of balls.
Yes, we did.
With Cabrera moving to his left that we thought for sure he'd be able to get to, and just not showing any range.
Yeah, and I think Cabrera is frustrated by that lack of range. You could see him afterward. So it's a 1st and 3rd situation. Sean Rodriguez is up here against Carrasco. Sean fouled out to Laporta, the first baseman, his first time up. And he lays off the pitch down and away. Breaking stuff away, and that's been the issue for the Rays shortstop, Sean Rodriguez. He's playing short with Elliott Johnson on the disabled list, and Johnson had moved in there to pick up more playing time over Reed Brignac. Now Rodriguez puts down the bunt. Man's going to try to score, and he will, standing up. The Rays execute that to perfection. Joyce crossing the plate to make it a 3-2 ball game.
Well, completely caught the Indians by surprise, and when Matt Laporta leaves first base, Orlando Cabrera cannot cover. He's not going to be there near enough time. Carrasco shovels the ball to Santana, but there was no play to be made. See right here, he gets it down. Watch Laporta come in, and Orlando Cabrera. Nobody's going to make it there in time. That's the only play, and there's no play there to be had.
There's Matt Joyce getting ready to come down the line.
Good secondary lead. That improved base running, Dwayne, that you talk about a lot with Matt Joyce. He got a good aggressive secondary, and when he saw the ball down, he broke for home just like you're supposed to.
Well, the Rays pick up another run, and that's exactly what that play is designed for. And what if it's put down and you still get a run, it could be a sacrifice, but they're going to give Rodriguez a base hit on that. Technically speaking, as a hitter, it could be a sacrifice if they record an out, a fielder's choice, even if they don't, or a base hit. And in this case, Rodriguez is awarded a base hit with the run batted in. Kochman safely in at second base. And now Sam Fuld, who hit the ball hard on the ground his first time, up here with a couple of men on base. And the Rays make it a one-run game. And the pitch is a strike. And when you think about the Rays competing here against the Indians off to this great start, best record in baseball, that pickoff play in the first and third, one of those little things, that play that the Rays so often put into play, and that one perfectly done. That makes a difference, and the Rays are now down by only one. Strike two to full. That's the finding another way that Joe Madden talked about early. Pitch away. A ball, 2 strikes. Fastball is fouled back. Went up with a fastball a little bit. Rays got a run in the third on Longoria's home run. They have another run in the fourth inning. 3 base hits. The last one the bunt, put down by Rodriguez. Sam in the 8th spot. He fouls it. Ball bounced up. Hit him in the back.
Well, there's that changeup again. Once, there's just not a lot of difference in the speed. You saw Sam Fuld not really fooled by that pitch. There wasn't a whole lot of depth to it, so it's not like it's a pitch that bottoms out. You see that? You realize that Carrasco primarily fastball changeup to lefties. It's no shocking discovery to see that lefties have handled him.
And another foul out of play. Well, it certainly reduces the percentages of what a left-handed hitter has to look for off Carrasco.
I mean, against left-handed hitters, Carrasco is 93% fastball changeup, an occasional curveball, a little breaking ball, but primarily fastball changeup. There's not a big difference between the two.
It's outside. The count goes to 2-2. So Fuld, who got behind in the count, has fouled off a couple of pitches and now worked it even at 2-2. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat coming up. Look away. Full count. Hear that, how much he's just worked him away. Now the 3-2 instead of turn, but nothing back at second, where Kochman really at that point was only a couple steps off the bag.
And that's Casey Kochman out there at second base. When you have a pitcher like Carlos Carrasco, I guarantee you that Rays dugout, they're saying, okay, this guy's scared. He doesn't want any part of us. They're trying to find outs out on the bases.
3-2. Sam reaching for that pitch and fouls it away. Might have been ball 4. So he had to reach across the plate, but he wasn't going to take any chances even on that pitch.
Yep. Yeah, this was going to be ball 4, no question. The ball was never close to the plate, really. And Sam able to get a piece.
So it will be at least a 10-pitch at bat. 3-2 the count. And he lines it into right field. That's going to stay up for Chu. Now a throw back to first. Rodriguez got back in there. Slid off the bag. His foot came sliding off that first base bag, but he got back. Fuld worked it full and hit the ball hard right at Chu. 2 gone.
Again, yeah, Sam Fuld hitting the ball hard again. Nothing to show for it. We put a good swing on it. Hear the sound.
So here's Shopik. Shopik 0 for 1. Look out, there goes the bat into the stands on that big swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Now, last time it was the broken bat that almost made it into the stands off Shopik. This one, he gives him the whole thing. Well, you hope everybody's all right. Look out. Now fight over it.
One strike the count. I'm telling you. It's dangerous when that happens occasionally, when the balls slip out of a hitter's hands, and that and the players dodging broken bats. Moves a fly ball into shallow center. Brantley is there and makes the catch. Rays settled for 1. We're through 4, and it's 3-2 Cleveland.
As we head to the 5th inning, Indians leading the Rays. Everybody wave at the camera. This is the Big Game James Club. It was rededicated yesterday, and more on that from the pitcher himself.
Just to be able to have the opportunity to be able to do something like this is pretty special, you know. But I think one of the main things is these kids have fun. I mean, every time they see me, they come and give me a hug. They can give me smiles. They're going to be out on the field today, you know, watching BP and you know, the kids' grades, I mean, all went up. I mean, I've heard so many stories about how there's kids that were really shy, and next thing you know, now they're outgoing. They're playing baseball now, and they're enjoying their life now. So that's all that really matters.
Guys, it's a great program here. James and his wife, Ryan, very involved. There you go, kids. There you are. It's a 3-way partnership, too. It's Big Game James himself. It's Eckerd, a nonprofit organization nationwide that gives second chances to more than 100,000 children and families since 1968. And it's also Hart Gallery of Pinellas and Pasco. We'll have more on this tomorrow, guys, part of our tip of the cap to what the Rays do in the community. But for now, from the Big Game James Club, we're having a lot of fun up here. Pizza, popcorn, and little trinkets and hot dogs. And what else do we have? We have all kinds of goodies, right, guys?
Cotton candy.
And cotton candy. I forgot about cotton candy. All right, guys, last time the waves. Everybody wave goodbye. Thank you very much from the Big Game James Club. Back to you guys.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Just one of the examples of the way the Rays and their players continue to be a part of the Tampa Bay community. And as Todd mentioned, we'll have more on all of that in tomorrow's telecast and the wrap-up game of the series against the Indians. 1-2 the count to Brantley. Oh, and in. Breaking pitch down there, and it's 2-2. Dribble Cabrera next, and then Chu, the right fielder, will bat third. Full count. Shields a little over 70 pitches as he works to the first hitter here in the seventh. Lifted toward left, not too deep, but Sam Ford is right there. 1 away. Time to take a look at the upcoming Rays schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Indians here tomorrow. We'll be with you at 1 o'clock. And then Texas in, 2 night games and a day game Wednesday. As we look forward to the upcoming Rays schedule, you can live forward with Just for Men Hair Color. Here's Hellickson. He'll be the starting pitcher for the Rays in the game tomorrow. It'll be Jeremy Hellickson against Justin Masterson. Strike to Cabrera. Masterson in at 5-2 and Hellickson at 5-3. 2 impressive young pitchers. 2 strikes the count. Cabrera tripled in a run in the first. He walked in the third. And was picked off third in the first and is out on 3 pitches this time around. The changeup had him out in front.
Now, that was a great sequence there by Shields. Finished him off with a strike changeup to get strike 2, and then how about the put-away changeup? Bottom out below the zone. So you see that changeup up a little bit, you get a called strike on it, then you just take it lower. Give it a little bit more action, and you pick up the strikeout.
Now Chu, the first pitch. Fastball around the knees for a strike. Well, the Indians came out swinging. They had 4 hits in the first. And Shields trying to settle things down a little bit. That one around his feet. The count is 1-1.
Well, he's done that so far. Let that Rays offense try to get back into the ball game, which they've done, closing it down just a 3-2 deficit. You get the feeling that they're going to get their opportunities.
Breaking ball fouled. Big cut by Chu. And with this count progressing with each pitch, Sean Rodriguez and the Rays infield shifted more and more around to the right side. And now Sean is actually, as you see him, on the first base side of second. Wave and a miss. Chu out on strikes. He missed a changeup. The tag by Chopik ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-2 Cleveland. The big first, a triple by Dribble Cabrera, scored Michael Brantley, who started the game with a base hit. Then a sacrifice fly by Santana that technically resulted in a double play. They added a run on a home run by Laporta in the second before the Rays got on the board in the third. Evan Longoria belting his third home run of the year. And then on that bunt play, first and third, Rodriguez got credit for a base hit and a run batted in to make it 3-2. And now here's Evan Longoria, who is 2 for 2 tonight. Evan placed in the leadoff spot. Count is 1-0 as Evan singled his first time up and then homered in the third. Pitch is low. He's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Longoria's home run, the first since the 10th of this month when he hit one against the Indians up in Cleveland. It's a strike. His other home run was on the road in Baltimore. So 3 on the season for Longoria. He fouls it back. 2-2. Third baseman from the middle of the lineup to the top spot. And there's a strike call, a breaking ball, 2-2, and Carrasco threw it for a strike.
Now this is just the pitch is better than the hitter. You see that kind of freezes Evan. That sweeping breaking ball. Watch this thing take off right there and really finish down and away nicely.
There's a strike to Damon. Johnny doubled up the right field line in the third. Oh, 2 fastball. Carrasco throwing some strikes here to Longoria and Damon. He fouls it away. Out of play. 0-2 curveball that Damon defeated just in case it dropped into the strike zone.
And it was real close to doing that. A little back door.
Well, he fouls another one. Time a fastball away. Mid-70s and pitch count for Carrasco. These pitchers have each other in that department in this game. And a foul ball back with a little break on that one. That might have been a slider. But you're right. His stuff is close together in terms of velocity.
The velocity is bunched up. I mean, even his curveball, he's at 80 miles an hour. So his range with all 4 pitches is about 10, 12 miles an hour. That's not a lot.
So one hopper out to second base. Cabrera throws him out. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, this is just a reminder to look for the Miller Lite taste greatness moment later in today's game. Enjoy. Yeah, it's tough to pitch when you're talking about 4 pitches in a range of, even give them 79 to 93.
Zobrist hits one on the ground, and that one skips beneath the glove of Cabrera. And to right. So Zobrist is aboard. That's the play that we saw a number of times up in Cleveland with Cabrera moving to his left. And he just couldn't get over there to glove it.
It's quite astounding that ball continues to get by him. That's just in the few games that we've seen him. I mean, this ball right over here, that's a play that a second baseman has got to make. Going down or not, it's about a step and a half to his left.
Well, they're going to give him an error on that play. And it really results from a lack of range as much as anything. Now Joyce shoots one foul beyond the bullpen. Strike 1. So Matt 1 for 2 tonight. first base, and Zobrist is back in. One ball, one strike. Zobrist aboard on what has been ruled an error. Ground ball. This time Cabrera is there, down on one knee to come up with it. Joyce is out. The Rays are finished in the fifth. On to the sixth. 3-2 Cleveland.
Troops here and abroad. We are extremely thankful for all that you guys do for us. You guys and gals both do for us, and we couldn't do what we can do here without you guys, so thank you.
Just want to say thank you for all your hard work and keeping our country safe so that we can sleep soundly at night. Thank you.
And tonight's game broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, and we could not express our appreciation any better than they just did. They're watching around the world in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. Just want you to know that we appreciate the sacrifices you are making and keeping us safe here. Thank you again. Travis Buck moves a pop-up foul, and Longoria is there to make the catch. Well, a lot of things going on here tonight at Tropicana Field, including love is in the air. Flowers and a ring.
I'll tell you what, the stone on that ring better be bigger than the one in his ear.
Oh, that's a very good observation.
Yeah, it better be. Don't think that she won't measure up.
How about that? Pitch to Santana is high. 1 ball and no strikes. You're such a realist. You're very pragmatic.
You don't want to make that mistake. Like, hey, honey, I appreciate it, but I see that. Might do a switch here. Got to think ahead.
That's right. See? This one is too low. 3-0. Yeah, well, that is thinking ahead. I mean, that's preventative medicine right there.
Yes. Well put.
Oh, my. Well, that's great. You know, speaking of that, there was actually a study. There's the strike. And it's going to take me a few minutes to get all the synapses firing here to put this together, because it's been a while. But there was a study done, and I think they did it in Denver. A shot into right field, and that's going to be off the wall. Good carom to Joyce, and they're going to hold Santana to a single. Santana has a base hit off the wall in right field, and a good job by Joyce of playing the carom.
Now that ball was smoked. 3-1 fastball hitting on a line. Santana's running as best he could, but by that time right there, by the time he hit first base, Joyce already had the ball in hand. Nicely done, holding him to a single.
Now back to our social commentary. There was a study, and it had to do with the presence of a Major League Baseball team in a market. And the divorce rate was higher in markets without a Major League Baseball team than one with a Major League Baseball team. And there are all kinds of particulars about that. I just found it to be kind of intriguing that, number one, they would even do that study. And number two, the implication being that, you know, if you have Major League Baseball in your market, the domestic tranquility is much better than if you don't have one. Pitch is low, 2-0. Just food for thought.
Yeah, well, I'm chewing on it.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
We'll have to. I'll have to dig in deeper to do a little more review on that. I just that blissful moment that we just witnessed brought that up, fired the memory banks. Cut the miss. It's 2-1.
You think maybe without Major League Baseball, it leads to more interaction time, and
that's not good.
Yeah, people they like that 3 or 4 hours of just quiet time.
Honey, I'm watching the game. Everything's okay.
Yep.
I'm home.
Yep.
You know, that kind of thing.
I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Could be.
You just ruined my afternoon. Between that and the soccer game.
There's a foul ball. So the count is 2-2. I know the Manchester United loss, that's going to stay with you for a while, but if you need some help, you have my number. Just call me. That's what partners are for.
Yeah, but
and you know you can count on me, right?
Well, the number that you gave me started 555, so I'm not sure.
2-2 now. Sizemore breaks his bat. A looper out to second. They're going to double up Santana. Zobrist over to Kochman. Boy, these bats are flying all over the place. Sizemore, for the second time in as many nights, has a bat just explode. The double play here retires the side. 3-2 Cleveland.
He is leading 3-2. Once again, Maple bats flying around Tropicana Field to end the top half of the sixth inning. Grady Sizemore again. This time it breaks into multiple pieces with the barrel of the bat heading out to second base. Our on-the-way text poll questions. You watch David Price nearly get hit in the head. cuts in half. Should Major League Baseball ban maple bats? Simple yes or no. TB1 yes, TB2 no. Text your votes to 789-789. And guys, last year they banned a few maple bats at the minor league level, but it was only for guys not on the 40-man roster. So very small incremental steps. But the studies continue, gentlemen.
Yeah, really. 1-0 to Upton, who grounds it down to third to Hanahan, and he throws him out. So BJ, who struck out 4 times last night and struck out the first 2 times up tonight, makes contact, but rolls out to the third baseman Hanahan. And that's going to bring up Casey Kochman. You know, here's how about what Todd just reported? They banned some bats, but for guys not on the 40-man roster.
Players Union.
I mean, that's not even germane to the safety issue of this. I don't know what it is. You know, it's a small step, a step in the right direction. Wow. 1-0 the count to Kochman.
They're moving at the speed of government.
Well, and that's a whole other story. 2-0. I mean, wow.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's it.
I mean,
I'm telling you, there will be nothing done until there is a tragedy, and that's what is sad.
3 balls, no strikes, the count to Kochman.
You know, that last bat that shattered off Grady Sizemore, you know, Carlos Santana is standing out there with his back to home plate because he's looking to see where that ball's going to go, whether it's going to be caught or get out into right field, and that bat hit right next to him.
Foul out of play. 3-2 the count to Kochman. Three 7-1 right now for Cleveland. 2-6-0 for the Rays. Ground ball handled by the first baseman Laporta. 2 gone.
Well, experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features an upscale full-menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to purchase tickets or for more information. There's a lot of words in that read, Wayne, that I didn't know.
What do you need, a dictionary?
I mean,
let's strike the count to Sean Rodriguez.
I'm confused.
The pitch is inside. It's 1-1 now. Rodriguez with a bunt single. There's a pop foul headed back in the general direction of the press box, but just below us. The count is 1-2. Carlos Carrasco on the hill. Low and outside. 2-2. Got to give credit to the late Jack Buck for that dictionary line. I would have never thought of that myself. There's a strike call. Rodriguez caught looking. Wheeled through 6. 3-2 Cleveland. Baseball tonight brought to you by Checkers. Feast on. Buddy's Home Furnishings with lease purchase programs are up to 6 months, same as cash on furniture, TVs, appliances, and more. And by your local Southern Ford dealers. Well, it's a one-run ball game, 3-2. Cleveland leading the Rays. Rays winners last night in a 5-0 final. James Shields and Carlos Carrasco hooked up in this one-run ball game tonight. Orlando Cabrera leads off the 7th. First pitch is inside. A ball to no strikes. There's a strike. 1-1. Ground ball to third right there. Evan Longoria with time, and he makes the play. Just keep the ball in front of you. 1 up, 1 down. This game brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Visit geico.com today. Now Matt Laporta. Laporta with a home run and a single off Shields. Now 5 for 10 against the Rays right-hander. Pitch is a strike. Pitch is low. 1-1. J.P. Howell busy in the bullpen. A little close right there. Flinched by Laporta. 2 balls and a strike. A nice pitch. Breaking ball. 2-2.
You really do yourself a service when you're able, behind an account 2-1, as a hitter, you're thinking, okay, fastball, maybe the changeup, probably not thinking curveball. You're able to drop that in there for a strike, get right back into the count.
High foul ball, left side, full over there, still going, but it's going to be out of reach.
Yeah, he catches that tomorrow. Has that cape on, and
they're exactly right.
Goes right over that short wall and makes the catch day early.
So be with us tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Super Sam Cape Day. See if he makes that play. A 2-2 count. Full count now. Two strikes, and that pitch just missed inside. A 1-out walk to Laporta. Well, Laporta, who struggled last night with 4 strikeouts, is on for the 3rd time tonight.
Yeah, he just
singled and walked.
Yeah, missed with a fastball. That ball a little bit down and in off the plate. And you're right, Laporta continues to see the ball well off of Shields.
Jack Hanahan, the 3rd baseman. Ground ball. Zobrist will take it to Rodriguez. 1, first base 2. Double play, 4-6-3 and out. 7th inning stretch time at the ballpark. The Rays end the top of the 7th on a nicely turned double play. 3-2 Cleveland.
The Rays trailing 3-2. Sam Fold not only is in his superhero cape tomorrow, but he also has a special meeting after the game.
About a half hour after the game ends, I'm going to be over in section 130, meeting with a lot of families with type 1 diabetics in their family, whether they're adults, children. I don't discriminate any sort of diabetics, and it's through the Tampa Bay chapter of JDRF. Hopefully, just meet a lot of families and try to provide any sort of inspiration I can. And if time allows and the numbers are okay, we may go into the clubhouse for a little tour.
Guys, when Sam Fold was a youngster, he met with Bill Gullickson, a major league pitcher who also had diabetes, and that kind of inspired him as well. So now he's trying to return the favor. Back to you.
Yeah, that's passing it forward. And that's something that this game for years has been famous for in a low-key way. Tony Pistano is the new pitcher for Cleveland, facing Sam Fold. Fastball is down, 1 ball and no strikes. 21st appearance for the Cleveland right-hander.
Pistano with that 1.47 earned run average. As far as American League relievers go, the Indians have 3 in the top 10, he being one of them. Very good bullpen, the Cleveland Indians.
Old Shopik and Longoria do. Evan has a home run off Pistano. 2-1. So Fold trying to get aboard here to get something started in the home half of the 7th. 3 balls and a strike to count. And ball 4. Fold draws the walk. And the Rays have the leadoff man on. Shopik do, and John Jaso will pinch hit for him. Well, Carrasco worked 6 innings, gave up 7 hits. They changed the scoring on the Zobrist at bat in the 5th inning. Take away the error to the second baseman Cabrera, give Zobrist a hit. So 7 hits allowed by Carrasco. 2 runs, he struck out 4, gave up the home run. And now here's Jaso pinch hitting. And he takes a fastball for a strike.
Get late into a ball game down by a run, leadoff man on board is exactly what the Rays needed. Sam Fold, some speed, a lot of options at Joe Maddon's disposal.
First, back in.
He knows he's facing a tough Cleveland bullpen, but like I said, you got Fold over there in first with some speed. Jaso does a nice job handling the bat, working a count. Pistano's so good at getting the ground ball with that sidearm action on his pitches.
It's inside. 1-1 to count.
Be a good opportunity for a guy to put a hit and run on.
See what the Rays decide to do on the 1-1 pitch. It's taken high. 2 balls, 1 strike.
On the flip side, Joe Maddon is saying, well, he needs to show me some command before I'm going to let him off the hook, potentially, by putting a play on, force him to throw strikes.
Runner goes, and the pitch is fouled. It rolls down to Laporta, but it's a foul ball off Jaso's foot while he was standing in the batter's box. So the count 2-2.
Fold is running, Jaso swinging. Kind of got that man off the shin.
Each team with 7 hits tonight. Indians lead the Rays 3-2. Fold, who has walked, throwing the first walk of the game for the Rays. Carrasco didn't walk anybody. Two. Jaso fouls it on a check swing. Ball's out of play. 2-2 the count. The Rays have left 5 men on base tonight. And the breaking ball is in there for strike 3 call.
Now that is a very good backdoor breaking ball by Pestano. This ball out of his hand is a foot off the plate to John Jaso. He sees this thing, watch, that starts way off the plate, and not till late does it end up coming back and ending up almost middle. You can understand freezing a guy on a pitch like that.
Now Evan Longoria. It sweeps wide. 1 ball, no strikes. He takes a big cut. Count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, that was an aggressive hack right there. Watch this. Well, he is trying to lose that one.
Well, the home run that Longoria hit off Pestano up in Cleveland was a home run to lead off the 8th inning. That pitch is outside, sweeping away. And Evan hit that home run to center field.
Was on a similar pitch, a little bit further down than that one, but that sidearm fastball that was kind of working its way back towards Longoria, and he just got out in front on it and blistered it.
Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Here's a fastball going to catch a lot of plate. You see the right hand of Evan come off the bat there.
2-2. There goes the runner. The ball hit on the ground left side. Cabrera up with it. The throw to first is in time. So Longoria is out of there. Bull moves into second base. Get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Available dates are filling fast. Act now to make your private group reservation behind the Rays bullpen. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or online at RaysBaseball.com. The pitching change coming here with Johnny Damon due up. It's a 1-run ball game here. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS.
The Indians lead at 3-2, but the Rays are threatening and run around at second base. Well, for all the latest news, in-depth investigative reporting, and sports coverage, sign up for the St. Petersburg Times. For home delivery, call 877-THE-TIMES.
Tony Sipp's going to be the new pitcher, the lefty brought on with Johnny Damon due. Sam Vold, who walked, is now at second base, and look at those numbers for Tony Sipp.
Yeah, another one of the Cleveland relievers, top 10 in the ERA, coming down to the bullpen, 1.27. He's got 10 holds already, working 21 in the third innings, and that opponent's average at 151.
Yeah, and with the runners on, it's 133. So here's Johnny Damon. Johnny's only had one official at bat against him. He did draw a walk off him. So this could be a challenge here. Damon and Sipp going at it.
Johnny Damon, a real good idea what he wants to do in this at bat. He's been very clutch for the Rays.
Pitch up a bit.
So you know he's going to put a good at bat on Tony Sipp, a tough lefty.
1 ball, no strikes. Send it to knees. 1-1.
Well, that's a good hard slider there by Sipp. 83 miles an hour. It's very short. Late break. How about
against him?
Yeah, 038. Well, I'm sure he'll put he'll put a good at bat on Tony Sipp. That's tough.
Nothing doing back there at second base. Well, a couple of ways to look at that. One is that he's due to give up one to a left-handed hitter. A 1-1 count to Damon. Tony fouls that one right back. Fastball at 93. I mean, last year lefties hit 212 off Sipp, which is pretty good. But the number we just saw is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean 038. You can see why. He's got the giddy up on the fastball. That slider, and now that you're working ahead 1 and 2, you can run that fastball off the plate. You can drop the slider here, come in.
And he does come up and in, and he's going to say that he went around on the appeal. That's Larry Vanover down at third on a pitch up and in, and Vanover says he offered, and that's going to end the inning. Wow, Damon not happy about that. Here's another look. Wow. So Damon
Rays 3-2. Visit your local Lowe's to cast your MLB All-Star ballot and enter to win a trip to the All-Star Game. Compliments of Scott's.
New pitcher is J.P. Howell, who throws a fastball that picks up the outside part of the plate. Michael Brantley's the hitter. J.P. making his third appearance. Top of the order, Brantley, Cabrera, and Chu. And there's strike two. Hits are even, 7 apiece. James Shields worked 7 innings. Gave up 3 runs, 7 hits. He struck out 8. Walked 3, surrendered a home run in the second inning. That's a difference in the game right now. Matt Laporta's home run. Shields threw 104 pitches. Count still, the ball 2 strikes. Loops it foul, out of play. JP worked an inning and a third Monday. Charged with a couple of runs. He left with a couple men on base. Giving up a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. And then those runs scored were charged to him. It's foul. John Jaso, you saw, now doing the catching after pinch hitting for Shopik in the bottom of the 7th. A ball, 2 strikes. Rays with 2 shots left. Joe Madden pondering that lineup card. The Rays try to hold the Indians and come up with a couple runs. Line drive base hit through the hole left side. Fold up with it as Brantley takes a pitch the other way.
That was a really good at bat there by Michael Brantley, falling down in the count, able to fall off some tough pitches from J.P. Howell. And then right here, he gets the breaking ball, working its way down and away, not quite down enough. He's able to shoot the hole. That was a very good at bat.
Now is Drupal Cabrera. He tripled in the first, drove in a run. Shields picked him off third. That's a strike. Since then, he has walked and struck out. He's had a great year for Cleveland. Brantley, the base runner. Howell in relief of Shields. Rays got down 3-0. And trailed 3-2. Upstairs, 1-1.
And important for this Ray bullpen to keep that at 3-2. Runs hard to come by today. The Rays need to come to at least one more. Try to extend this ball game. Need the bullpen to come up big.
Ground ball, second base, and it gets away from Zobrist. Brantley's going to go to third, and now the Indians really have a threat. Well, that appeared to be a double play ball that skipped away. That's the 4th error of the year charged to Zobrist.
Now, the Rays defense, it's typically so ironclad, Dwayne. You always talk about the little things. Well, this is one of those little things. A one-run ball game, and that is a tailor-made double play ball. I mean, you don't get much better than this. Right here, a nice hop for Ben to handle, and it just eats him up.
And now it'll be the middle of the order. Here's Shin-Soo Choo. It's a little number foul. First base side, that's a strike.
That'll be a minor miracle now to keep the Indians off the board in this inning.
Chu singled and scored in the first, struck out twice against Shields after that base hit. And now Chu is hit by the pitch, and the bases are loaded. They're loaded with nobody out.
Fastball in. See the late run on it. In off the plate, gets Chu right in the ribs.
So the bases are loaded with nobody out. Joe Maddon heads to the mound. The Rays get the bullpen up. So Maddon will take as much time as they allow him out there to get the bullpen loose.
Well, if Rays pitchers strike out 10 batters in a home game, take your ticket stub to any Cane's Furniture store and get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Plus, sign up at Cane's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. Cane's, quality so good, it's guaranteed for life.
There's Kyle Farnsworth loosening in the bullpen, and he just got up as Maddon started his walk to the mound. Travis Buck is due, but Shelley Duncan will pinch hit, so they're going to lift the left-handed bat in favor of Duncan, and this is his primary role, hitting against lefties.
You see they've got Ben Zobrist pulled over to the shortstop side of third base.
Infield in that way, and the pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, he's here. Ben Zobrist, second baseman. Shelley Duncan, obviously pull hitter. Take a gamble and give him the whole right side.
So 300, 303 to be exact against lefties. Did he go? He did not on the appeal. The pitch looked to be close, and Tony Randazzo at first says he held up. 2-0.
Here it is, down. It's close.
That's borderline right there.
Go either way.
Single, an error, and a hit batsman. He likes to pull the ball, as you can see right there. Swings over that one. 2-1. So a big spot here for Howell. Carlos Santana, the switch hitting catcher, is on deck. Duncan, a very big hitter in this game. Big foul ball. 2-2. Bases loaded, nobody out. Get the souvenir. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ooh, pretty close, and now the count is full. A couple of pitches close, and this sequence, and Howell really wanted that pitch.
Yeah, he did. Trying to lock him up, close him out with the fastball in. He lets this one fly, and it is just off the plate.
3-2 now. And a high fly ball back into left. That's going to send Fowl to the track, to the wall. He leaps, and it's over his head, high off the wall. Brantley scores. Cabrera's on his way to the plate. Throw back to second. Chu is back in after rounding the bag. And Duncan gets a long single off the wall. Drives in 2. And now it's a 5-2 game.
Boy, very close to a grand slam for Shelley Duncan. He got a breaking ball, and he was way out in front. He's able to keep his hand back, get some good contact, get this ball high in the air, fold back with the jump.
Chu was not leaving first. Both of them are at first, and then Chu pulls up, and Duncan's doing some baseline coaching right there.
Well, Chu, you know, that ball's happening, that play's happening in front of him too. Should have had a better read.
So pitching change coming back after this. They still have men at first and second with nobody out. Kyle Farnsworth makes his 21st appearance.
2-0 record, 9 out of 10 in the saves. 1.69 earned run average, just 1 walk in 16 innings of work.
Now Santana against Farnsworth. Pitch is down and in, a ball and no strikes. Brantley and Cabrera have scored as Drupal Cabrera. Chu's at second with Duncan at first, driving in 2 with a pinch hit single off the wall. And Santana with a 1-0 count. Strike at the knees. Two and one. Kyle Farnsworth pitched 2/3 of an inning Tuesday. Fourth pitcher of that game in a 7-6 loss in Detroit. Line drive to second, caught by Zobrist, and a throw to Rodriguez, not in time to double up Chu. So that's out number 1 in the top of the 8th.
get a good look at behind the catcher. Zobrist didn't even have to move.
Here's Grady Sizemore. Hit the ball on a line a couple times. 0 for 3. Which is up last time. He lined into a double play started by Zobrist. They doubled Santana off first. One and one. Sizemore, a couple hits in 5 at-bats lifetime against Farnsworth. Ground ball right side. Farnsworth going to have to cover first and take the toss from Kochman. The runners advance. Chu to third and Duncan up to second base. 2 gone. The Mosaic Company and the Rays working together to end hunger through home runs for food. With each Rays home run, Mosaic donates $500 to Feeding America Tampa Bay. So far, $24,500 has been donated. Now Orlando Cabrera. Pitch is a strike. Ground ball up the middle, base hit into center. Chu scores. Duncan heads to the plate. He will score. And the Indians have scored 4 times in the inning. Now it's 7-2.
When you look at that, back to that at bat with Asdrubal Cabrera, could have been a double play. Play is not made, and the Indians have taken full. See right there. Pitch inner half going right back up the middle. Take advantage of your opportunities, and they've played it 4 and blown this game open.
Now the pitch to Matt Laporta. That's a strike. So 4 runs have crossed the plate, and the Indians build a 5-run lead. Swing and a miss. All 4 of these runs will be unearned. Maybe not. We'll have to rethink that because of the pinch hit single by Duncan. 2 strikes to count. This one down and away, 1-2. One of those runs will be earned as a result of the single off the left field wall. A ball, 2 strikes. So an unfortunate top of the 8th for the Rays. Low, and it's 2-2. Hitter into center. Hopkins there to catch it. 8 men come to the plate. And the Indians score 4. Bottom of the 8th coming. It's 7-2 Cleveland. It's what America's made of. And by your Greater Tampa Bay Area Buick GMC dealers. We go to the bottom of the 8th at the Trop tonight. Now 7-2 with the Indians scoring 4 runs in the top of the 8th. 3 of those runs unearned runs. And we go to the bottom half of the 8th. Ben Zobrist will lead off here, facing the left-hander Tony Sipp. Sipp got the last out in the 7th. The pitch is high. Ball and no strikes. Our checkers double of the game as we check the American League doubles leaders, and Zobrist has 15. So that's 5th in the league. Strike on the outside edge. 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. Austin Kearns has taken over in left, replacing Buck. Buck was lifted for the pinch hitter Duncan. Now Kearns is in left. Two balls, 2 strikes. Indians have 10 hits, the Rays 7. And Zobrist strikes out. Sipp continues to be very tough. Fastball got him. He struck out Damon to end the 7th, and Zobrist to open the bottom of the 8th.
Well, just a fastball right on the outside corner, maybe a touch off. That's right on the corner. Gets Ben reaching. He got him to swing and miss at that pitch a couple of times during that at-bat. It's been very good out of that Cleveland bullpen. That whole bullpen for Cleveland is solid, and he's showing the ability, righties and lefties.
Now Matt Joyce. Talk about facing a tough left-hander. Joyce up here against Sipp. First pitch is a strike. Matt singled and scored in the 4th inning. Major League's leading hitter at the moment. And he did not offer on the appeal. It's 1-1. Matt's led the league in hitting for 13 days, the majors for the last 7 days. You can see his lefty righty split there. And he will see as time goes by a few more left-handed pitchers.
Well, earlier in the season, he wouldn't even see this at bat. See that confidence that Joe Maddon has in Matt Joyce continuing to grow.
And he takes ball 3. It's 3-1. Yeah, this is the latest into any season that the Rays have had a hitter lead the league, and certainly the majors in hitting. High fly ball up the right side toward the bullpen area. That will be caught by Chu. So a high hop foul down the right side. 2 gone.
Now tomorrow, NASCAR on Fox moves to Charlotte. Well, Kurt Busch will try to defend his title and take home his 3rd checkered flag of the year. Coverage of the Coca-Cola 600 begins tomorrow with the pre-race show delivered by Pizza Hut at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific in high definition on Fox. Sure to tune into that when our ball game is over. I know I will.
Jay Upton takes the ball low.
Sounds like a pretty good Sunday, Dwayne. Rays action, then right over to the Coca-Cola 600. That's your day. It covers the whole thing.
Like a man with a plan. Ground ball down to third. Hanahan makes that play, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Sip. We're through 8. 7-2 Cleveland.
Is presented by the authority of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
7-2 Cleveland leads the Rays as we go to the 9th inning here in Game 2 of this series. Yesterday in Game 1, the Rays continued their involvement with the community in combination with Bright House Networks. The Rays awarded 20 Bay Area students for their volunteer work, the Volunteer Youth Award. They received laptops for their work in the community and keeping their grade point averages to a certain level so they could qualify. So our congratulations to them for their fine work. Juan Cruz will come on to pitch. He is pitcher number 4. A swing and a miss by Jack Hanahan. Strike 1.
Cruz on for the 22nd time, a 2-0 record. He's worked 17 in the 3rd innings. Good opponent's average, like to clean up the walks. 15.
2 strikes. Hanahan followed by Brantley and Cabrera. Hanahan's out of there on 3 pitches.
Well, this week, Fox Saturday Baseball is back, and primetime is Joey Votto, and the Reds head to Atlanta to take on Brian McCann and the Braves. This week's telecast of Fox Saturday Baseball in primetime begins at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Well, you got your Saturday night covered too, Dwayne.
I'm telling you, you're the man.
All weekend.
Yep.
I'd like to see Juan Cruz come out like he did with Hanahan and just make short work of him throwing that 4-seam fastball. I think so often Juan Cruz has got that good fastball, 93, 94, 95, and he wants to come out and get cutter happy. Pitch at 88 to 90, trying to cut that fastball. I'd like to see him come out more aggressive, because he's got the tools and the stuff to be able to do it. There you go.
Is that another strike? That's 5 in a row.
Just wearing out that outside corner. There you go. Good velocity. Low to mid 90s. Boom. Right there. 94.
Two strikes. Off the plate in a bit. That one hit 95.
I like it. Like I said, too often you see this guy come in. He's got a good arm, and he wants to throw cutters at 88, 89. If I've got 93, 94, 95, I'm going to use it. And that's what he's doing right now.
Ground ball headed toward the middle, and Rodriguez is there to scoop it. Throw to first in time. 2 up, 2 down.
Really nice. Yeah, really nice play there by Sean Rodriguez. It finally comes with a slider here, and Brantley staying on it and hits the ball up through the middle, and Sean Rodriguez, nice reach, off balance throw on the run, good accuracy. Well done.
So with 2 gone, it's Asdrubal Cabrera in the batter's box. And there's a first pitch strike. Well, Cruz coming right out. Throwing strikes tonight. Strikeout and a ground out. Two strikes now. The Rays were hopeful of getting to the 500 mark at home tonight. They started the night 27 and 23, a game and a half out in the East, running third, but 12 and 13 at home.
Yeah, and this has been a place that really the Rays have beaten up on teams over the years. Had a really nice home field advantage, and they played well on the road. Last year, the best road record in the big leagues.
And boy, Cabrera, who's having a great year, didn't look very good on that swing at that high fastball. 1, 2, 3. Bottom half of the ninth coming. 7-2 Cleveland. The Rays. Take a look at tonight's Miller Lite Tastes Great this moment. And for that, we go all the way back to the second inning. It was a 2-0 game, and Matt Laporta hit an opposite field home run, his 6th home run of the year. That made it 3-0. The Rays could, to this point, never quite get there. They scored a run in the 3rd and a run in the 4th inning. But have trailed throughout the evening. It was 3-2. It's now 7-2. Matt Laporta with 2 hits. He's been on base 3 times tonight with that home run, a single, and a walk.
Rafael Perez comes on for the 21st time. How about that earned run average? 1.06.
They just get better and better the deeper they go.
147, 127.
Casey Kochman facing him. The pitch is high. Casey singled in the 4th. He's 1 for 3.
And then you combine that with Chris Perez, the closer, who's tied for the American League lead with 13 saves, and you understand why the bullpen for the Indians has been so productive.
Ground ball foul. Seven 10-0 for Cleveland. 2-7-1 for the Rays. That's a very good split right there for Kochman against lefties and righties. 2 balls and a strike.
Now he's 6 for 18 off of lefties, and 5 of the 6 hits have been up the middle, other way. Waiting back nicely on the lefties, and if they want to pound him away, he'll take his hits the other way.
Ground ball, and there's a base hit into right center. Kochman's going to turn and head to second, and the throw way offline. A 2-base hit by Kochman. You know, here's the interesting thing about the Indians that we've seen. They've had a great start, a great 2 months, and you know, we've talked to baseball people who say, nah, this team's for real, you know, and they're ahead in this game 7-2. But we've seen some defensive deficiencies in this club that you think at some point has to catch up to them.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a nice job of catching the baseball up till now, but, you know, some of the range has been questionable, and you're right. We've seen some just flat-out misplays. Start giving the team a couple extra outs a ball game over the course of a season. You're right. That will come back to haunt you.
Sean Rodriguez. The pitch is a strike. Well, their pitching has been so good, and that bullpen really great right there. Maybe it's just in the season series between these two clubs that they play that way. But you know,
you can't imagine if that's happening very often. You're not winning all these ball games.
Yeah, that's right.
You go into a game and say, okay, we get 27 outs, you get 30.
Yeah,
I don't like your chances.
This one is down 2-1, and you know, part of Manny Acta, you just saw him there coming over, managing this club. And one of the things that he would stress would be great defense, do things properly.
Well, that's what he said. Yeah, he got a chance to talk to Manny Acta, ran into him in the tunnel up in Cleveland, talking about the ball club, and that was the main tenet that he was talking about. Was we want to pitch well, we want to catch the baseball.
Yep.
It's the same thing that the Rays have done, and if you do that and don't beat yourself, any kind of hitting whatsoever, you're going to win a lot of ball games.
Well, all the experts coming into this year said the Indians were too young. They had too many question marks. They weren't sure about the health of some of these guys. Well, they've left all of those in the dust the first 2 months of the season. Off to a great start. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count to Sean. Pulls it foul. Rodriguez moving a run with the bunt single in the fourth. Two from Perez. Sean fouls this one. It got a little bit of Santana. We'll see another 2-2 pitch. Indians had 69 wins all of last year. They've gone from 69 and 93 last year to the best record in baseball right now. Full count to Sean. Very young club. They were shut out 15 times last year. They came into this game third in runs scored in the American League.
And coming into this game, they'd only scored 7 in their last 4 games. Scored 7 here today.
Rodriguez fouls it, forcing another 3-2 pitch. Roscoe worked 6, gave up 2 runs, including a home run to Evan Longoria. Stano worked 2/3, Sip an inning and a third, and now it's Perez. Two again. There's a base hit shot through the left side. Kaufman's going to make sure it went through, so he stops at third. Now Rodriguez worked himself a very solid at bat right there and has himself a single.
Now he did. Nice at bat. He kept fouling off that slider, working its way back to him. Finally gets one here out over the plate. Stays right down on it. Watch the eyes. Follow it right in. Boom. Drop the hammer and shoot the hole.
Yeah, he's got a great swing right there. The one you saw there.
That's the difference of the ball moving in towards you rather than away from you.
Yep. There's a strike.
You're right. When the ball's moving into Sean Rodriguez, he can look like he has one of the best swings from a right-hander in the league. With the ball moving away, a bit different story.
Pitch inside, 1-1. Well, it would seem that one of the big challenges for him against right-handers would be pitch recognition early, so that he could stay in on a lot of those pitches when you see a tendency to open.
Yeah, he's
right-handed.
He leaks that front side. You're absolutely right.
2-1. Well, if he can get that part of it down, he's got a chance to play a lot. He's going to see some action against right-handers now.
Well, I think that's what is going to help him. I mean, it's reps. It's tough to hang in there and stay in there when you don't ever see righties.
For 2 with a walk, and he pops it up. Hanahan at third makes the catch. That's the first out of the 9th.
Now that's where a pitcher will go when he wants to get some bad contact, come up and in on a hitter. They either take it for a ball if they do swing it. It's a pitch they're probably not going to be able to drive and get it. A high probability of a pop-up. That's exactly what Perez got there with Full.
John Jaso, who pinch hit in the 7th inning, gets his second plate appearance. Pitch is a strike. Kochman doubled. Rodriguez singled, setting up the first and third. Rays beat the White Sox in 14 innings. Ground ball, foul. The chopper. And the count is 2 strikes. Rays took 2 out of 3 from the Indians in Cleveland on the first game of this series last night, and they're down to their last 2 outs in this one, trailing by 5. Pitch is down, 1-2. You know, the one thing the Indians really wanted to improve upon, based on what they did last year in the pitching department, would be to cut down the walks allowed. They were the second highest allowing walks in the American League last year. They walked only 1 tonight. Their staff, even losing last night, walked only 1. Jaso takes the pitch down. It's 2-2. And that's one of those things. It's like good defense. You don't walk people. It's bigger than you might think.
Well, it's extra base runners, more opportunities to score. And you're right, Dwayne. They came into last night's ball game, I think, 3rd fewest walks. They really turned that around. They don't strike out many people, and they don't walk many people, much like the Rays staff.
Popped up. Cabrera handles that. 2 gone.
I'll tell you what, talk about toughening up right here. Rafael Perez coming in again on a left-handed hitter and getting that bad contact and a pop-up in the infield.
Well, Evan Longoria will get an at-bat. That's what you're talking about right there.
Yeah, ball's in, and Jaso pulls the hands through and just able to get a piece of that and pop it up in the infield, and Sam Full had gotten jammed.
Evan with a home run back in the 3rd. He singled in the 1st. He is 2 for 4. Pitch comes down and in. Slow. 2-0. Well, we mentioned at the outset, Shields very easily tonight could have been going for his 8th win. He could be 7-2 right now. He's staring down a loss that would drop his record to 5-3, and yet he pitched well enough to win this one. I mean, this would qualify as better than a quality start. Gave up 3 runs in 7 innings. So here's another game that you could argue that he pitched well enough to win.
Well, the last time he pitched against the Indians, he gave up 2 in 7 innings. That's now 9 straight starts of at least 7 innings in a row.
3-0 now to Longoria. And there is ball 4. So the walk loads the bases. And will be loaded for Johnny Damon. And Manny Acta wants to go to the bullpen. So with the bases loaded, that's going to be it for Perez. And we'll be back with the Cleveland closer in a moment. running on the Knicks inside the Rays. We take an explosive look at Sean Rodriguez, known for his all-around performance on the field. Will also bring to light the strong support system, which helped him to his climb to the big leagues. All on Inside the Rays. Sean Rodriguez, Sunday at 5 p.m. on Sun Sports. Chris Perez, the closer, and his first pitch to Johnny Damon is a fastball for a strike. This becomes a save situation now. 13 of them on the year for Perez, which is wide. It's 1-1.
It's tied for the American League lead. You see he comes from that low three-quarter, almost sidearm angle. A lot of movement on his pitches. Got good velocity on the fastball.
He's ahead of Damon. That fastball at 96.
Yeah, that's a tough angle. It's a tough angle here. You see it comes right down there. You see that late run on it. When you get that kind of velocity, tough on righties. See if he can get the lefty.
Still alive with a foul ball, and the count holds at 1-2.
You know, a lot of guys that get down into that arm slot and come from underneath. It's a funky arm slot, a lot of deception, but the velocity's typically not in the range of a Chris Perez. That's what makes him so effective.
It's outside. 2-2.
You see the way he tries to attack left-handed hitters too. You know, he throws that ball out of his hand. It looks like a fastball coming right down the outside corner, but it's got that late movement off the plate combined with the good velocity. You get a lot of early commitments on a swing by the time they run out of bat.
Ground ball down to first, in and out of the mitt of Laporta. Run will score, and now we're going to have a problem. The Rays have scored a run. Rodriguez forced off the bag at third with Longoria running down. Now they miss a tag. He's still in the rundown, and Santana tags him out, and that's the way this game ends. An inglorious end to this contest. The Rays pick up a run. It's going to be a 7-3 ball game as Kochman crossed the plate. But all of a sudden, Longoria was running up the backside of Rodriguez, running him off third, and Rodriguez caught in the rundown between third and home ends this game. And so the Indians have evened the current series at a game apiece.
Now here's the hit right down here to Laporta. Perez doesn't get over. You say you got some life here for the Rays. Perez gets the ball back, but there's Longoria all the way over to third, and now you've got two runners. Now you're in some trouble. Perez decides to take Rodriguez. It gets funky.
Rodriguez stayed alive and finally was tagged out by Santana. And the Rays dropped this game 7-3. There was technically an error charged to Laporta on the play at first, but it's all over. 7-3 the final. Carrasco's going to get the win. Shields the loss before 24,717. Rays and the Indians tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Sun Sports in high definition. For Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome in the final 7-3 Cleveland. See you next on the postgame.